issues. So this is clearly cortical. As you get down, this is medullary, right? And this could be close to the hilum where you have kind of things moving in and out. Cortical, right in here, medullary. You've got clearly follicles in here, but again, it's plane of section issues, okay? All right, let me say a few things about your exam. There will be, in the room, well first, I expect you to assemble outside no later than 8:45, 8:50. The exam is going to start at 9 o'clock sharp. So you get to sleep in a little bit, all right? But once we start that exam, if you show up late, there's no going back, okay? So I expect you to be here on time, all right? When you come into the room, there will be 3 circular tables set up. Each one will have 24 stations, okay? The majority of the stations, 19 of them if I remember right, will have a light microscope, one of your light microscopes, and a slide on the stage, okay? The other 4 or 5 will have light micrographs or an electron micrograph, but pictures, okay? So it's clear that because of the way we want you to look at the glass slides, that the glass slide questions will not be related to a pointer pointing to a particular structure, all right? They're questions that are based on just recognition, identification, and associating function with that recognition. There's my favorite question in there where it's a glass slide and it asks you to make observations and choose. This is all multiple choice. And then answer a question about where you might expect to find it based on what you observe. All right? There are the light micrographs. You know, here we will provide, if it's needed, a low power contact shot, and then a high power shot with an arrow pointing at a cell or a particular structure. Okay? Those are the types of questions. 24. What is fair game? Anything in weeks 1 through 4. All right? I want to remind you that the overall point value of this exam is on the order of 20–22%. And it's that way for 2 reasons. One, this exam is intended to get you comfortable with the way we examine, all right? Because the same setup will apply for the final exam. The other reason the point value is low is because it's really only a fraction of the whole course. And we want you leaving here with an integrated understanding of basic histology, all right? Which tells you the final exam is going to be cumulative, all right? So, anything in the first 4 weeks is fair game. I would remind you of the following. Make sure you understand in basic terms the different stains we use. H&E, I ask you what would be a good stain for reticular fibers, well, you know, silver stain, right? Or, you know, trichrome for collagen type 1. Okay, so that's fair game. The other thing that's fair game are the junctional complexes. This isn't that hard, all right? There's tight junctions, there's adherent junctions, there are desmosomes, there are hemidesmosomes, and gap junctions. Right? We've showed you electron micrographs here. The chapter on epithelial cells in your textbook illustrates them beautifully. Right? So there's plenty of material out there for you to deal with that. It's set up so that it's 3 minutes a station. It's a timed exam. Now you're all going, oh my God, 3 minutes, can't do it. 3 minutes is an eternity if you know what you're doing, right? And by knowing what you're doing, if you come to class, you put time in it, right? So it'll be 3 minutes, you'll rotate to the next section. There are no repeats, all right? So, any questions from you guys?
As far as the other electron microscopes that are images that you've shown in class, is there any other way for us to look at this again, or?
Not for this midterm.
Okay.
I mean, but for the final exam, what we do the last 2 weeks after I finish this little song and dance, I put together a carousel, 100 slides or so, one day, 1 week, and 100 the next week, that goes over all of these slides. So right before the exam, you'll be pumped out. with respect to that.
Will the book have what you showed?
That's one of the reasons we recommended that you get the book, because it has excellent, especially with respect to the junction. I just looked at it this morning because I got a question about a resource, and I wanted to make sure I was telling you the truth.
Okay.
Any other questions? You don't need to bring anything but a clean mind in your body. We will provide you with the exam, the Scantron, and number 2 pen. If you have questions, you guys know how to get to me. Otherwise, if I don't see you till Thursday, study hard.